Okay, how you doing, everybody? It's Sunday afternoon, and man, feeling good. Usually I have the weekends off. I had to work yesterday, and it was cool. Having the weekends off is weird because I never had them off before. A lot of jobs I had before. It gets kind of tedious sometimes because everyone's off on the weekend. So, like, if you're off on like a Monday or whatever day, Wednesday, everyone's not out because everybody's at work. And so I worked, but it was a quick 5-hour shift. It was actually really busy though. So I had to go in at 12 till 5. Actually, they even let me go early at 4:30. So it was just like in the middle of the day. And it was cool. I would do it again, and I got like 8 hours overtime. But I'm gonna talk about a few things. Oh yeah, you can see my Layman and Jack Ketchum books. I sent emails to my good buddies Lom in California and Thomas in New Jersey, and I will never. I think my dying words will be read Richard Layman. And I was telling them because they've read Layman. Thank you. And I was suggesting. Well, Traveling Vampire Show, I just grabbed these. The Lake is actually not good. It's like after he died, they took fragments from what I've read and put it together as a book. And then, oh, listen.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Fuck you. Who died and made you God?
You can guess what actor's voice that is. So I was saying, Body Rides is really good though, and Traveling Vampire Show is awesome. I could go on about Layman, but okay, I'm going to review Walker from 1987, and a film by Alex Cox. So this is a Criterion collection. So Criterion, they only pick good movies, and I never, what they showed Walker. I remember I came home from work one day, and it was on cable, but I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. And I remember that I watched like the opening scene and the end scene, which was really confusing. But okay, Alex Cox directed Repo Man, which is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. And Repo Man is. We haven't seen Repo Man yet. I think it kind of ruined my life because when I saw Repo Man, I was like 10 or 11, and the part where they're in the alley and they're having a mosh pit to Circle Jerks on the radio, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be there. I want to do that. I've still never. Well, I wouldn't get in the mosh pit anymore. But never was able to do it in an alley.
They unloaded a wine press, boxes of tomato plants, seeds, weird collapsible metal cages.
But yes, Repo Man is just greatest movies ever made. So,
8 bags of sheep.
Alex Cox, he like seems like he flirted with Hollywood. Because then he did Straight to Hell, which is another awesome movie, which is like totally just gone. Like, it's actually on Tubi. I was shocked to see it there. It was on VHS. I did rent it and I recorded it. I watched it a lot too, so I need to review that. And then he did Walker, and it just didn't seem like I would expect him to do something like I don't even know. Maybe he did Sid and Nancy. That's a band movie. But just more punk stuff. Maybe like a weird sci-fi action movie. I think he would do good at that, or maybe something. I don't know. He could do anything. Maybe something along. Maybe like a rejected David Lynch script or something that David Lynch wrote. But he did Walker, and it says Well, it doesn't say it on here, but like on the movie poster, it says before Rambo, before Oliver North, and I was like, what does that mean? Okay, so Walker is about it's a true story. It's about this guy, William Walker. He was I just said he was a real person, and he had dreams about like conquering Mexico, and then eventually like he ended up in Nicaragua, and he took like 50 mercenaries and conquered Nicaragua, the country of Nicaragua. He took it over, and he became president. And I guess real terse description. What he was trying to do, he was just trying to conquer more land for America, which is I'm fine with that. You know, and he was doing it in the 1800s. He wanted like more lands, so Americans could have more slaves, and just conquer everything. But he actually took over Nicaragua, which is, I've never heard of him before. I mean, other than the movie, but I looked him up, and it's pretty fascinating what he did. They don't even cover the other stuff that he did, or just details of him taking over a country. But the movie, I really liked it. I was surprised because I was like, this isn't punk stuff. This isn't just urban blight or like music, or well, there is a lot of music in it actually. It's really good. So yeah, and it's just about this guy who took over Nicaragua, and he made it in the 80s when America was messing with Nicaragua. And they in the special features they show like clips from Reagan, and it's like, we got to stop what they're doing in Nicaragua because they're trying to. He actually says like what they're doing there is direct like assault against what America stands for. And I was like, Nicaragua is this tiny little country that no one cares about, that no one's ever gonna go to. Or I was like, why? Why did they pick? I mean, I love America. This is the greatest country in the world, but we have done some bad things, and we just kind of like pick on the little guys sometimes. But I guess you have to do that sometimes to show everybody, not to mess with you, because everybody wants to mess with us. You can't, because we'll kick your ass. We're the badass of the world. Okay, back to the movie. But the movie itself is some parts reminded me of Werner Herzog films, or even El Topo. They do describe it as like a surreal, you'd say hallucinatory biopic. I didn't get that, but there were some really good images. Towards the end, there's a lot of fire, which looked crazy. Okay, where am I gonna go? Okay, but I wanted to talk about the cast, because I mean, for some reason, I don't know. I think when you really get into movies, like when you see like, hey, I know that person, like, I recognize them. If you really watch movies and pay attention and just watch obscure movies, I think you start to do that, and I do that. So, of course, it's got Ed Harris as Walker, and my first memory of Ed Harris is Creepshow. And he's kind of like a dumbass. He just, the way he dances and the way he dies, I never thought of him or saw him as like the intense character that he is. But he is. He's intense. He's an intense balding man with like piercing blue eyes, and he's still making movies. So just to see him. But okay, I'm gonna go down the cast quick. I mean, not everyone, but Ed Harris, Xander Berkeley, Renee Auberjonois, John Deal, Peter Boyle, Marley Matlin is in this. Uh, Garrett Graham. I think Joe Strummer is in this too. He did the music. He's from the Clash. Alfonso Arau, El Guapo from Three Amigos. Who else? Richard Edson. I'll get to him in a little bit. Cy Richardson, who was played a big part in Repo Man. And what did I say? Garrett Graham. Well, you know Garrett Graham. So Xander Berkeley, I mean, you know him from, he was Todd in Terminator 2. He was in The Rock, uncredited. He was in Heat. I don't remember him from Heat. He was in Candyman. He was in Kick-Ass. But you know him. And I was just thinking about all these actors that you see them like in peripheral roles. They're so good. He's really good. He actually usually plays like a smarmy dickhead jerk that you like to hate, but in here he's like a good guy, and he's really good at. He's just a good actor. John Deal, just another guy, almost pretty much. He's like a mirror image of Xander Berkeley. Just always like a side character, but I remember he's the serial killer in Angel. That's where I first noticed him. But he was in Falling Down. He was in National Lampoon's Vacation. That's one of the mechanic. I do not remember him. He was in Stargate, which I remember him from. He was in Con Air, which I do not remember him from. And then another actor, like I know that guy. I don't know his name. Richard Edson. He was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He was one of the guys that takes the car for a joyride. He was in Platoon. He was in Super Mario Brothers. And a lot of TV. Like all these guys have been in like TV and stuff. But Richard Edson, he just has such a unique look. He's got a big nose, squinty eyes, like a prominent jaw. And he had a small role in this. I thought he was actually gonna be like. I mean, he gets killed right away. So I thought he was gonna have a bigger part, but he doesn't. And then Clark from The Thing is also in here too. Blanca Hueda, she's I mean, the only thing I know her from is Santa Sangre. And Santa Sangre, I've always seen her as like an old lady, but she's not. I mean, in the 80s she wasn't. She's really pretty. And then she's intense. She almost matches Ed Harris's intensity in this. And I was like, and they like sleep together and have sex. I mean, they don't show it, but I was like, man, you got two intense people in the room. But yeah, the cast is just great. And the movie, it does not follow like what really happened with William Walker, but it was, I really enjoyed it. I was actually surprised because I was so tired and like, or no, actually wasn't that tired, but I was tired and I was, I'll watch like 30 minutes, I'll stop it, but I wound up just watching it all. It's actually pretty violent with blood. There's no gore, but like they shoot someone in the head and just like blood gushes out, like bullet squibs, just not RoboCop levels, but close. Somewhere in between, like I want to say like between Rambo and RoboCop, like blood squibs, real thick jets. Well, not jets, but like squirts of blood come out. And Ed Harris, like he's so serious in some parts that he comes off as funny, but he's just staring off into like nothing, and they're trying to talk to him. He'll say something, and he's just like he just contradicts almost what anytime anyone tells him something, he'll just gloss over it. He'll say, no, the people the people hate you, president, for what you've done. He's like, no, they don't. They love me. Like, they want freedom. They want democracy. They want to be in. Well, he doesn't say they want to be American, but he talks about how, like, he and this is all real too. Like, he made a law where the Nicaraguans had to speak English, and even though William Walker is faded from history in America, he's a big deal still in Nicaragua. And there's a long featurette, and there's a part where they're talking to all these little kids in school, and they ask him, so, do you want to go to America? And every little kid, yes, we want to go to America. It's so pretty there, and they have snow. And then the cast member, Cy Richardson, he says, like, you go to some area, little kids are begging for money. And he says in Nicaragua, these little kids are begging for pens and paper because they want to learn, they want to go to school, they want to better themselves. And I was like, wow, that's different. Never heard that before. But when you're deprived of something, I guess you want that. So they want education, they want to learn, they just want to be better. So that's awesome. And I was watching, Nicaragua is almost like in the middle of South America, and eventually, like, all the surrounding countries banded together to help the Nicaraguan people, crawl out from under the yoke of William Walker, and they did. But yeah, if you look up this guy, I don't know what his obsession with Nicaragua was. He just wanted to conquer it, and I guess eventually conquer all of South America. Which, okay, now reminds me, like, I had this zine, and they interviewed a band from, I can't remember, it was another Ecuador or something. And I guess they kind of have, like, in a country that's just all like Indios and Native people. This guy said, like, it's so, I mean, and I'm sure this is just like a one-sided vision he had. He said, like, so racist here. Like, if you're not white, you're just like a third, fourth, fifth class citizen. And I was like, how did white people come to this little place in the jungle and it just took over? Like, why did you let them? Anyway, Walker, I was just really surprised how much I liked it. The ending is really good. There's so much fire and shooting and blood. I think everyone should. It's just like if you say, okay, I gotta see all of Scorsese's movies, I gotta see all of Francis Ford Coppola's movies, if I gotta see what's his name, The Shining, I gotta see, like, all these Ingmar Bergman films. I would say throw Walker in there. Comes with this booklet. I haven't looked, but, and I guess I will watch that featurette again. And in that featurette, Alex Cox, he just looks like a bum punk. Like, he's just in shorts, no shirt. He's got crazy hair. He just looks like a alcoholic, drug addict kind of guy. I don't know if he was, but then he's made. I wish. Now I want to see his other movies. What he's done. He's done a lot of videos and, like, shorts, but yeah. I wish he would have had one like mainstream movie. It probably would have been good. Maybe something like Mad Max or something post-apocalyptic. He should have done like a post. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop. Pretty buzzed. But Walker, give it a chance.